rockin' in the club when you hit shit. Drop it like it's hot, get to work in that back. Push it, you work that up and down. Rotate that thing, I wanna touch that thing. Go round and round.
In my own lane, hope be cool when you address me. Undercover smoke, hoes don't really want the pressure. Side it was good, so you knew it was some pressure. Burning up the spot, popping up, just being extra. All in my comments on fake pages, being messy. But just to make sure he don't text me. On that demon town, boy, this orange is something cold. Put that guac on him, got him curling up his toes. Henny in my system, I really put it on him. Energize the bunny with
A little bit of this.
snatch. It's on.
Drop it like it's hot, get to work in that back. Push it, you work this. Let me see you go up and down. Rotate that thing, I wanna touch that thing. Round and round. Step up in the club, I'm like, who you with? She in the
Hey y'all, come on in the room. We did it before and we're back to do it again. And hopefully it goes better this time, y'all. If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley. This is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And we're here to put you on back to talk Insecure, a retrospective. And we are starting at season 2. If you missed when we covered season 1, go back. Those are a good time. But of course, I'm not here alone. The people are in the building, and let's go ahead and bring them to the stage. Tyra, over there at Struggle Reviews TV, how are you? And are you ready to dive in it? I want to dive in it.
Hell yeah, you need to give me that mix. I say, okay, Teddy P. The lights are already off. Of course I want to dive in it. There's a whole lot to talk about when it comes to Insecure and a whole lot to break down. Because sometimes what you thought you saw a couple years ago is not exactly what was going on.
Baby, nothing of the sort. Those are old maiden shoes. I never saw those shoes, Tyra. I never put those shoes on. I don't remember these shoes, but we're going to get into it. And last but not least in the building, we got a man, and he was here for the original retrospective for season 1. Dom, come on in the room. How are you? And are you ready to dive in it? You want to dive in it? Snatch.
I'm about to dive in. No, yeah, let's. No, I'm ready to see more of Issa's foolishness. It's the Issa be wildin' show.
It's a lot, y'all. And we are back. And of course, we're going to cover the first 2 episodes of season 2. And I've got it all laid out here. But let's just say hello to who's in the building, and something we want to kind of roll out today and let you guys know about, so you can prepare your hearts and minds and gird your loins for. We are going to drop the link at the end of each episode that we talk about. We are going to drop the link and give you the opportunity to come up on the panel and share your heart concerning the episode. If there's something we didn't cover, if there's something you want to address in the episode, we're going to give you that opportunity. At the end of each of these, I will open up the floor and I will drop the link. Just wanted to put that out there. But let's say hello. Anakin says, hey, everyone. Hey, Anakin, how are you? Hope you were having an amazing hump day today. Hope it's been great. Hey, Tony T. Hey, everyone. What's up? What's up? What's up, Nika, please? I missed you. I haven't seen you, Nika. Please, where you been, Penny? I'm trying to remember what happened in these episodes. Oh, you know there's slides here. We're going to give you everything that you need. Hey, Darfalina, good to see you, sis. Good to see you. Hey, TP. Hey, boo. What's going on? Trey Songs, dive in it. Oh.
Homer Simpson.
just. Hey, Bookworm. Hey, pretty girl Danny. What's good? So without further ado, we're not going to belabor the point or waste anyone's time here. We are going to literally dive in it once I get us in the right position, because I didn't like that little arrangement. So just bear with me, just a couple.
We can bear. I just want to say before we get started, this was highly requested multiple times. Y'all will love something and go up, and then when it's time to have some reciprocity in that chat below those comments, it's not there. So I need you guys to really roll up. Everybody who was breathing down my back and Ashley's back, whatever else, when y'all go finish Insecure, where's Insecure? We're here. It's here. We need y'all to show up for us also. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, show up, somebody. Show up, show up, show up. But we, of course, like I said, are talking season two, episodes 1 and 2. And like I said, if you don't remember the episodes, if you didn't get the opportunity to watch, that's okay because we have slides. I want to start, though, here where I start every single time. I want to know overall thoughts of episode 1, hella great. And I am going to start with you, Dom.
Hmm.
Overall thoughts of this episode as we open up season 2 of Insecure. And we know just to, well, no, you give your overall thoughts and we'll chop it up. Go ahead, Dom.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. I'm trying to because I did a recap because I watched the episode so long ago. I did a little refresher. I'm trying to because I watched them back to back. I'm trying to remember where episode 1 ended. Um, but I realized that I know that this is like the aftermath of the break between Lawrence and Issa, and Lawrence is up. You know what I'm saying? He living his best life. He shed that old weight off his back, and life is looking good. And that best friend he got, that's a good best friend, especially for a TV best friend. That's a good best friend. And I like where Lawrence is at. So yeah,
Okay.
that's my. I'm liking Lawrence, and I like
Oh,
Molly. Molly, Molly's my favorite character in the show. So I'm all good with Molly. More Molly, less problems.
Mo Molly, less problems. All right, Tyra, overall thoughts of episode 1, hella great. Hella great.
Nobody's great. Everybody's hella down, hella effed up. Everybody's bad, down bad. Issa's down bad. Lawrence is down bad. In a way, Molly is as well. Um, just like we did in the first season, I'm really leaning more towards Molly than I ever did. I don't know if I wasn't just paying as much attention to Molly because she wasn't like our core. But the main thing I keep taking away is how kind of self absorbed
Mhm.
selfish Issa is. And then it's kind of the same way with Lawrence. I was like, oh, y'all deserve each other. Y'all low key like soulmates. It was always supposed to be that. But yeah, Issa isn't the greatest friend. It's like,
Mm-mm.
oh, what was I doing when the episode was playing originally?
I was over there with Molly. I
You
was
said,
definitely over there with Molly. I don't know. I remember being so much more invested in the show back then. Again, like I said, it took me a couple watches to really be like, oh, okay. But yeah, overall thoughts of the first episode. I think for, a premiere of a season 2, it was okay. It answered all of the basic questions that you wanted to know. What's Issa doing post her infidelity? What is Lawrence over there doing being trash? And where's Molly at, right? Because she was kind of unraveling with her broken coochie. So I liked for episode 1, we kind of touch all of the bases. We see the friend group. It kind of gave everything I guess you would want in a premiere, y'all. I just wasn't as invested as I remember being. I don't know. But of course, we're going to dive in it because there were a lot of things to talk about and a ton of subject matter. But as the episode opens up, Issa is back out here in these dating streets with hella dates. All right. The over under of it all, right? Because they always say to get over a man, you got to get under a new one, right? But in all of the over under and the dating, I want my Lawrence back. I had a good thing, even though he was a bum on my couch for 4 years, wearing a hole in the center of it with no prospects, no, will, no ambition, no audacity, no chutzpah, no nerve, no pull yourself up by the bootstraps. I miss that now. I miss that lazy D in his leftover boxers sitting on my couch. I miss that. All right. I'm going to start with you, Tyra. Talk to me about the hella dates, the over under of it all. And I want my Lawrence back.
this season always takes me back to kind of fatigue, kind of what we're going through with Raising Kanan, like the what ifs, like what if we left Unique where he was, where would the series have gone? Lawrence was never supposed to be a permanent, person of the show. First season was supposed to be that, and then Lawrence was supposed to be gone, and we was just supposed to get, Issa dating, existing out of Lawrence's orbit, and whatever man she has. Us, deciding to keep Lawrence on because I think there was so much fanfare for him. It's interesting because that's just it was never anything to go to. I don't care. I don't know if it'll change with the rest of the seasons, but I never wanted them together. I never initially like wanted them together. But Issa here, Issa's doing, what a lot of us do in the midst of a heavy breakup. I got to get back out there sometime. And am I ready to get back out there? No. Do I want to entertain these dates? Am I even truly interested? No. I'm lying to myself, pretending that I'm okay and entertaining other men. It's normal. It's a scary thing, especially with them being together 5 years. That's all she has to compare it to. But this is what she has to do because Issa messed up.
Yeah, and she got to pay, but suck it up like a big girl and ease on down the road because if he wasn't doing it before, and Dom, you answered this because maybe it is that idea of the grass was greener, right? If I would have watered said grass, maybe Lawrence would have got up and found a job and some pride sooner. But talk to me about the over under of it all, and I want Lawrence back. Dom, she wanted him back.
Yeah, I do think there's an aspect of the grass is greener where you water it type of situation. I think that Issa going through all these dates and feeling so melancholy is Issa learning a lesson that a lot of people have to learn the hard way, and that's that if your relationship is quote unquote boring, that's probably a good sign in a lot of cases. In the sense of like y'all don't have a whole bunch of drama, y'all not going at each other's throats, y'all really got a good rapport, or a good relationship. Y'all got to learn to live in the boring as far as y'all relationship. And if you want to spice it up, get some excitement, y'all got to work that out between y'all. If Issa would have, because I don't remember Issa bringing her concerns to Lawrence outside of a passive aggressive way. If she sat down with him and explained it, or tried to do some other stuff to try and get what she wanted out of him, then we might have been down a different path. But closed mouths don't get fed.
Is that what it was?
I my thing is, so I'm just talking about what we see in the show. So because I don't know what happened before episode 1 of the show, but I'm just saying I never saw Issa have a conversation with Lawrence before she started being passive aggressive. So if you got a problem with something, you telling Molly, but you're not telling the person you got a problem with. And so now when we're talking about it, it's too late because you already at your tipping point. Don't talk to me when you're ready to erupt. You gotta talk to me about when it's bubbling.
But that's not my concern because you're right about that. Issa was very much non-direct. However, if he didn't have that on his own, that initiative, that go-get-itness, was her being direct with him going to give it to him?
Well, and I wonder, and it's been a minute since we watched the first season, so I'm not going to stand too hard on this. But but some of that was perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because when we first, I remember episode 1. When episode 1 hits, it's like, boy, this man is a bum. Like, what is he doing? She should leave now. But then as we get into episodes, it's like, oh, yeah, this is not a bum. He might be not doing what he's supposed to be doing in some aspects. But he ain't a bum. He ain't a bum. And if you got a problem with because that's the other thing is we talked about this. I'm not doing nothing we didn't talk about. Like me waiting for the right job or me waiting for us to do this app is something that we have talked about and we decided to do. So if you got a problem with that or your mind changed on that and you didn't say nothing, that's on you. Like I'm doing what we talked about. So if you got a problem coming home every day seeing me on the couch, say that.
I just want to say, having potential doesn't make you any less of a bum. You can have all the potential and good intention in the world and still be a bum.
But my thing, I thought he was actively. Yeah, that's why I said I'm not gonna stand too hard. I'm not gonna stand too because I thought he was like doing stuff for the app. He just wasn't getting a day job. That's what I thought he was doing. He was still doing stuff to work the app together. He just wasn't getting a day job because he didn't want to go work at Best Buy. That's all. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I mean, I think initially, as a woman, especially with how long they were together, you're gonna offer your support. But eventually, if that's not like two things can exist at once, there was no like break with Lawrence. It was either whoop whoops or bust. And it's like, well, when whoop whoops is down, I have to, maintain and make sure we're okay. Some initiative would be nice. Some help would be nice. Like, can we? And then that's one thing. when you become complacent and bummy enough to not only be, lounging around at your losses of whoop whoop and not happening, you're not, all that sexually into me. You're not giving me any attention. We're not going out. You're not invested in me in any way as a woman. It would be nice if every person went, I'm not happy with this. I need to tell you, da 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 da. Issa, in that moment, she just couldn't be honest and she went looking for what she wasn't getting elsewhere.
Yeah, no, and I just remembered. I'm not going. Don't. I'm not a big staunch Lawrence defender because I still think forgetting her birthday is unforgivable. So all of this stuff, I can defend all the bummy stuff if my memory is right. But to me, that's three strikes right there. You done forgot your lady birthday. That's a crazy thing that only happens in TV because y'all should break up off of that in my mind.
Oh, but he's on down the road. We're going over here to Dom's fave, Molly, and hella therapy. But my question is, what's the point if we don't want to open up? Molly is such a by the book type of person, and we're going to get into more of that as we talk about episode 2. But this idea that, yeah, I've got this new therapist, things are just thinging right now. I'm not quite satisfied with where I'm at work wise. I saw something I wasn't intended to see, and now I'm pissed. And she wants to kind of dig into me a little bit, and I'm just sitting here chilling. This is a very different Molly than we saw first season. So she's taken some advice and said, I want to go to therapy. But again, Dom, what's the point if I'm not going to open up?
It's a process. Come on now. It's a process. Therapy is a process. And think about Molly went from I'm insulted that you would bring up therapy in association with me to sitting on the couch. That's a big curve for one person to make, and however long it's taking her to make it. So, and then she got to have some type of arc this season. So, we gotta stretch out this self-healing thing. She on the couch. We gotta do baby steps. We gotta do baby steps with Molly. Y'all not gonna be hard on my Molly now.
Oh yeah, everybody can get this work, Dom. Everybody can get it. I'm proud of her for going, but I feel like if you spend your money, you're this intelligent woman who's supposed to be becoming fully realized, right? Self-actualized, getting to the core of your issues. And when you get in front of this lady, you just shut down. Tyra, what did you think of hella therapy? And what's the point if we're not gonna open up?
I like it. I mean, I can remember a time, especially in TV, that we were like advocating, like, show black people going to therapy. Y'all don't show, y'all show the trauma and the trauma, but we don't get to therapy. Now it's almost like a written clause in every single black show. We're going to see a therapist. I think this is really organic and genuine, that it's not instant. Okay, these are my issues. It's just like, it just took me a lot to even get here. However, I get to opening up in my own time. Hell, it's my dime anyway, my expensive dime, just allow me that. But I would never think that Molly, of all people, she was insulted and pissed off at the mention of therapy. Like, who, right? Crazy, very internal, very, very old school black. And now that we're here, I want to talk, but I just don't really know kind of where to start, because Molly's almost like a perfectionist. She's all about kind of the image and how things look on the outside. And she has this mask on all the time. So I think it's a lot for her to let her guard down. I thought this was pretty accurate and normal.
Oh, I did. Well, I mean, for Molly, it would be. My question is, are we really going to get down to the core of things if I'm going to have these walls up? Because Molly is very much a by the book person. If I do steps 1 and 2, 3 is inevitable, right? And I think, okay, go to therapy. Yes, I'll go. But am I going to get out of therapy what I need, or am I just checking this off of a list? But of course, we see that evolve as well. But still sticking with Molly, hella glass ceilings. I done got this white boy's paycheck by accident. And she said, is this bonus time? Did I miss the memo? Like that we got bonuses? And again, the struggles of a black woman in corporate. If you have worked in corporate, then you may or may not have experienced this before. A lot of companies now have this whole thing about pay transparency, but they're not transparent about the next man's check, right? And so I think when you're doing work, when we know from season 1, Molly is very well versed in her work and her career. She throws herself into it. She wants to be the best. And to find out that this man who really gives Office Space, I don't know if y'all have seen Office Space, but basically the concept is do nothing and you'll get promoted. That's kind of what he's living off of. And she's working as hard as she can, and like, oh, you're making X amount more money than me. So of course this plagues her throughout these first couple of episodes. Tyra, I'm going to start with you. Hella glass ceilings, the struggle of a Black woman in corporate. Have you experienced anything like this? And what do you think of Molly's approach?
Oh no, baby. Teachers equally get nothing. Like they don't disparage anything. Everybody's broke. Everybody's getting nothing equally. Very equal space. But like I said, like these are one of the more so highlights when it comes to Insecure and really showing things like this. Molly is one of the maybe only or few Black women in this space, Black anything in this space. I think in that first season, any of the Black people we saw, they were more so in a service role or a security guard or something. So not only am I dealing with that, but just to see it in your face and know that I'm working as hard as I can. We're doing the same work, but for whatever reason, you're getting paid more than me. How do I work up to present that without being the angry, problematic Black woman in the space? And even if I was that, that's not maybe gonna guarantee me anything. I could just stir up something and really not move up and get ahead. So exactly how do I tackle it? It's a lot of nuance to the situation, and it's easy to look at Molly and be like, "Well, I would," or like, "What exactly do you do in this?" Well, I would have brought it up because yeah, I got this check. My name's not on it, but I see this. Can you explain why he's making X, Y, and Z, and I'm not? But Molly, always it's just, well, it should, like the therapist said, I deserve, I should. I'm working as hard. Why wouldn't I be getting equally paid? But Molly's not front facing that girl. It don't always work out like that. Sometimes you get sidebar even when you're doing the best that you can.
And there's a delicate balance, just because certain things are not supposed to be privy to anyone else, right? Like I said, they'll have paid transparency, but don't tell nobody how much you make. Like don't do that. Don't share that information. So then how do I approach it? And I thought it was interesting, let me ingratiate myself to the partners. Let me put on a smile. Let me see if there's any extra work I can pick up. Let me see how the other women have been treated that are at the top of the firm. And I thought it was kind of interesting to watch. Dom, what about you? Hella glass ceilings, the struggle of a Black woman in corporate, but this can be a Black man in corporate as well.
I was about to say, with my extensive experience being a Black woman, I think that one, I think that, like Tyra said, this is a great representation, because even when we do get characters that are in these type of spaces, we don't get to see them in these type of spaces, if that makes sense. Like when we got Claire Huxtable, she was a lawyer, but we never saw her being a lawyer. And then when we got to Joan and Girlfriends, we got to see her a little bit, but it's just over 40 years, we just get these incremental progressions of glimpses behind the curtain. But to me, also with Molly's situation, it was kind of frustrating for me because I have been in these situations. But that's the importance of, I think, Black people having a mentor. And I think sometimes when we talk about having a mentor, we always think it's scholastic or it's something extracurricular or something like that. But having a mentor is really important because they've been there and they can give you insight. Because, her looking at the check and seeing how much this man makes is something, you're not supposed to know. You shouldn't tell anybody that you know this, but you can use the information to your benefit, because Molly's problem is not that don't nobody like her. Molly's problem is she's trying to balance not being the angry Black woman. She has to balance not being a stereotype with still being in the corporate world. And in the corporate world, you got to ask for what you want. You got to tell them what you want. Ain't nobody finna hand it to you. Ain't nobody be like, "Oh man, you did such a good job this year. I'm gonna increase your pay, tenfold." That's not how that works. Is most people's salaries, when you're on salary, most people's salary, well, I think it's like 90% of people don't negotiate their salary, but like 85% of people who do negotiate their salary get a higher one. So you got to ask for it.
Yeah.
And so, but Molly don't know that, and she don't know how to play that game versus how she's perceived. And I was like, that's where I would like to see more Black people like have a mentor figure. I thought that was going to be Whoopi Goldberg in Harlem, but
oh Lord, why would you bring that up, Dom? Not Harlem.
Trauma. I don't know why he did that. But no, you're right. And I think I learned through trial and error, but I'm always going to negotiate. And I'm very much in my office space energy for the past 4 or 5 years. And I've seen promotion after promotion after promotion. And it's about don't let them people run all over you. um, but also prove your worth. And I do think that there's a delicate balance in both being an asset, but then also being direct and knowing how to approach them people. Because there is a culture, and TP, there can be an old boys club, especially depending on the space you're in. I've been in insurance for 100 years, and I work in corporate compliance, and it's different. You know what I mean? It's wild, but I kind of take the hands off approach. Be useful as I need to be. Speak in meetings when I need to, and collect them people's checks, because y'all not gonna overwork me and not pay me for my time anymore. I've been there, done that. And they don't respect you for it. Anyway, easing on down the road, hella smash sessions. Lawrence and Tasha, they in that thing. I mean, one leg up, one hand on frontal. It was going down, and I saw nipple rings. I saw, nice titties this time.
Oh yeah,
We haven't seen good
you know
titties in a
Tasha
long
Stack.
time.
What's her name? Dominique. Dominique Stack. I follow her just to go see her.
Listen, I mean, I was like, well, damn, girl, do your big one. But smashing, but won't take you on a date. And we're gonna get into the nuance and kind of a think piece really about Tasha and who she represents in the diaspora, because there's a lot of Tashas out here. But Dom, I'm gonna start with you. Hella smash sessions, but I'm not taking you on a date. I'm not taking you in public. Talk to me about the anatomy of this situationship between Tasha and Lawrence. Talk to me about it.
The anatomy is you ain't never in your life met an ugly Dominique, and I put that on to you. It ain't happened. But no, this like I'm a big advocate of just put it on the table. However you feel, whatever you want, just be upfront about it, and let folks decide if they want to rock with it or not. But also, closed mouths don't get fed. You want to go out, say you want to go out. Because you know what we're doing. You know I show up on Friday. You know you got me for the weekend. And then what is that? Scissor that say it? Yeah, you got me on the weekend. This is our routine. This is our rotation. So if you want to break the rotation, and women, I don't like when women act like they don't know how to drop stuff. Because when you want something, when you want a bag, y'all know how to be like, oh, Tasha got a bag, and I was just like, dang, I got all this stuff in my hand and I don't know where to put it. Y'all know how to drop a hint. And so if you want to go out, I ain't saying she got to be direct, like take me on a date. I ain't saying she got to be Susie Carmichael from Rugrats. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if you put it down and he don't pick up, then you can have a conversation about where is this going. But it's like, what? Come on, don't sit there looking sad. Just you didn't drop these draws. Drop a little hint. Drop a little hint for a player.
I mean, but
Well, wait, no, go ahead, Ashley.
I was going to just ask you a question as it relates to this, because when we hear about him not taking her on no dates, it actually comes from the homie. Back at the house, she doesn't vocalize really either her discontent with the smash sessions, if she has one, but she's so malleable and amiable, and let me just cater to you. You hungry? Talk to me, Tyra, about hella smashing sessions, but won't take her on a date.
First of all, this was probably the introduction, and we got a little bit of it last season. But as the seasons go on, we get more and more chat. There's always an instance, and why I always wanted Lawrence to get out of my face. We always have to have Chad verbalize something to him, and then it's like, oh, well, yeah. Like you're not like always self-realized. That's an issue. But Tasha is a particular kind of woman. The hint for Tasha is you're here all the time. She's just happy to have him there. That's all she ever wanted. And the fact that you're here just means that you're interested in me. The fact that you're here on the regular, even if we're just smashing and you throwing that ass up, you're interested in me. You really, really like me enough for you to So Tasha's escalation is when my family, and we're getting personal and we're spending time together. It doesn't take much. She doesn't require much. That's why she's not asking. She thinks she already has it because you're here. You're the prize. You were, So the fact that you're here, you're just existing, and we're breathing the same air, and we're having sex, and ooh, you was the first person to come pound, pound, pound the moment you left Issa's house.
Doesn't
Meanwhile,
mean
for
I like
Lawrence, this was just a soft place for him to land. Very
it.
soft, if I may say so myself. Soft place
Yeah.
to land. It's just a soft place to land, and he's not taking her as seriously as she may like him to. I don't know how I feel about Tasha's representation of she's that soft place to land, but it's also Tasha's kind of like it's like they're giving her a lack of dimension on purpose, and it's
Good
oh
time.
oh 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 oh. So you would be the soft place. You're no Issa, you're no Molly, so you're a soft place. I don't know how I feel about that, and I could be reaching on that, but yeah, she doesn't require much. So what he's giving her is just enough. She thinks they're in a good place, whether he's taking her out of this apartment or not.
Yeah. And what
Lauren's
was
issue
nice,
is the Lawrence always thinks he's a good guy. Lawrence always thinks he's the nice guy. I'm a good guy. And it's like he's like Shelly, you don't even take the B out. You don't take it nowhere. You go in, you smash, you hit up, then y'all. Yeah, you got a cute little schedule. Me? No, me stripper. I would never pay to get some from a girl. No, I'm going down here to Tasha because I'm not that kind of. I'm not like that. I'm not built like that. You are, and you're hurt. Even if you weren't built like that, you really built like that now because you're hurt. And Tasha represents what we see, and I think every single season, all of these people that have to be destroyed in the wake of the relationship between Issa and Lawrence.
yeah, collateral damage, and it goes on for 5 seasons. Darfalina, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Tasha was letting Lawrence hit it from the back and from the side, but he was asking her to split the bill. He said, "You want to go in on these bites? What the heck are you going
That's
in?"
that's where I got no. That's where I lost. That's where Lawrence lost me. I'm like, and my thing is like, if you going over there and smashing and getting up and leaving, then yeah, it is what it is. But if you staying over for the weekend, even if y'all not together, come on, my brother, come on, my brother.
Dignity just non-existent, Darfalina.
Non-existent, and
Non-existent.
it's like you said it where he was like he always think he the good guy. Lawrence be walking around because I don't hit you, that mean I'm a great guy. I ain't beating you, I ain't
Who
cussed
would
you
beat
out,
you?
and I ain't cheating, so I'm 10 out of 10 plus one. And it's I was like, all right, Lawrence,
But
ease
it's
up,
just
ease up.
like Tasha, you got a little money in your account. You went to college. Like you got something. You a good black man. If ain't nobody told you today, you a good
Oh,
black man.
no, she got the speaking life part down. She could teach Issa.
Oh
She could teach
man.
Issa some tricks on the speaking life. She just needs to stand on her business side a little bit more because she letting the bus rolling over her with no bumps.
I love
TP,
my
please.
Tasha.
Love my Tashas. I'm not doing this with you, TP, on today. Hella air mattresses. You gonna move back in with old girl? Cause like Chad was like, the hour is getting late. You going to bed right now? Like I'm trying to stay up and eat my snacks and watch my show. Like, what are we doing, Lawrence? It's time for you to hit the bricks. Tyra, is this the motivation that Lawrence needs? It had to come from Chad?
It always comes from Chad. It always comes from Chad. And I know no, those later seasons, especially the most recent one, the last one that I can remember, I was like, why does it take? That was the thing. It was never on Lawrence's own accord. He had to be told something and then go, oh, well, yeah, now I need to take action or do something. If Chad hadn't said anything, maybe we was going to be blowing this air mattress up. Chad's like, no, baby, you gotta, how much time do you need? Because you ain't gonna be up in here interrupting my space while I'm trying to watch Due North. Um, I understand, where Lawrence is. This is scary. I've been with the same person in the same place for years, and now I'm just out here on my own because I had to get the hell up out of there. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do. But just doing it and getting an actual place is a terrifying thing because it's the next step in whatever this Issa thing is. It's like officially over, and he's kind of indecisive. But yeah, you don't need to go over nowhere with old girl. No.
Please, please don't. Dom, talk to me about hella air mattresses. And was that Chad's cue? Like, all right, Lawrence, like you moving back in with old girl. Is that the cue that you need?
Oh
It's
yeah.
time.
That's the when y'all at the house. Hey, what y'all finna get into? That's the it's time to go. It's time to go. But also a little bit. This is a TV show, so every character gets their revelation from another character. But the difference with Lawrence is there's no reciprocity. Like he's not really telling Chad nothing about himself because like with Issa, her and Molly kind of check each other in a sense, so they giving as good as they getting. But Lawrence just seemed like an ineffectual man child and he got to be spoon fed every new revelation about him, and he not offering nothing to Chad. And so at that point, it just seems like he's the odd man out. Um, but yeah, he needs to get up and get out and get over it. It's other Tashas out there. It's time to move.
Lord,
I
there's more.
just it's always some more Tashas. So let's go see where they at.
Where the Tasha's at? Where the Tasha's at? That's what they want to know. So now that we're over here, there's hella wind downs because Issa has it built up in her mind because he got a jury summons and she done told Lawrence, come and get your mail. He said I can come after work tomorrow. She says, oh, I'm gonna have a party. I'm gonna have a party. It's gonna be a hella wind down plus one. I want to know from you, Dom, because this went off the rails very quickly. But I really want to know, was the fire a metaphor for something deeper that's going on in Issa's world? About the wind down and the fire of it all.
The symbolism. this this wind down and the like the motivation for it. This was something I wasn't sure, because sometimes I'd be a little hard on TV shows, and I'm like, this is some child stuff. Ain't nobody grown doing this, and so I don't know if that's me being too hard on the show, or if this was some child mess. Ain't nobody doing this, because you had a whole party hoping that this man would show up, and I'm just like, all right, Issa, come on. Now I need Issa to have some self-respect. Well, to me, Issa needs to go ahead and do some introspection. She needs to go ahead and look in the mirror that she raps in so often and just be like, look, what do you want? Who are you? And whoever you are, is that somebody that needs to be with Lawrence? Because if it is, you need to go. Actually, because she already showed up at the job, not looking fine. And so to me, that was the last fumble. When you show up at my job and you don't look like I need to take you in the back right then you didn't drop the ball. And so at this time, it's time for Issa to move on. Go call Darius or whoever the next man he is on this show, and let's go ahead, get that plot moving, because you can let Lawrence go because you didn't drop that ball already. But this just seemed childish to me.
Tyra, you thinking you fine. I want to make you mine. Can I get that number, Kelly? But talk to me about hella wind downs. And was the fire a metaphor? Is Issa's life on fire? Is her pride burned down to the ground and left a smoke stain on the wall? Like what?
Everything in Insecure is often a metaphor. A lot of her, she's treating this relationship the same way she's treating her job. It's like, well, I put in all this time. I need this job. Like, I can't let go. Like, I have to keep persisting and keep going, even though I haven't gotten any reciprocity or nothing from Lawrence this whole time. I want my man back. My issue with Issa is that she's always lying to herself. Like, she's lying, and she puts Molly in the lie. As your friend, if you're gonna put me in your delusion and your lie, and while we're really doing something, let me in on it. Don't have me out here looking stupid. Like, all of this charade just to come get this jury booty. I was like, are those the sexy clothes, Issa? Every time, Issa. Are these the sexy clothes, Issa? This to get your man back clothes. Okay. But I do like this dress. It's Molly just kind of always foiling in the wind. I think we saw that last season, where it's just like, oh, where we're gonna go and do this at the club, and it's an open mic in Crenshaw. All the while you're trying to go see Daniel, and then all of a sudden my pee is broken on stage, and then we get here. Oh, it's just a little wind down like we used to do, girl. Like, bring somebody, and no, this is all a facade and something you're putting on to make it look like your life is lit at the aspect that Lawrence might pull up. Like, you're not gonna be using me too many more times, Miss Ma'am. Mm-hmm. So that's an issue in itself. But this was extremely childish. This was childish. I can get with dumb, like, ain't nobody. This scenario, sure, how it got out of hand and escalated, and we couldn't control our own home. Like, girl, you pay rent here. If you don't get these people up out of here and take control over this party. But this was a lot. If she would just kind of admit to herself what was going on here, it would have stayed kind of calm. But the fact that everybody didn't really know exactly what they were there for, Molly trying to bring somebody, and she steady washing the door in a little dress.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, hella 2-minute pumps as we wrap up episode 1 of season 2. I just want to know why, Issa, why? Because Lawrence don't have no excuse for the 2 minutes. He don't have not near a single excuse for lasting 2 seconds like he did on that couch. He was worse than Uncle Charles over there on BMF. Y'all watch BMF, you know who I'm talking about, Two Pump Chump. But Issa, like, girl, like, is this what you think of yourself? Was this? I want to know from you guys, and I'm gonna start with you, Tyra. Did she think in her mind that this was reunited and it feels so good? Let me give him some of this good coochie on the couch for 2 minutes and he's going to love me again. And it's going to be all fine and dandy. My cooter is enough to bring him on back home. What was she thinking? Was it in the heat of the moment? What was this?
Lawrence is always trying to put that long torso on somebody. Get off of me, Lawrence. Um, Lisa said any action is good action. Any engagement with me, this man ain't looked at me, ain't breathed on me, don't text me, don't talk to me unless it's something minor or about a bill or it's just out of some obligation. There's no interaction here. So the fact that I got these two pumps is just making my day. She said at least it's something. And Issa's mind, her simple mind, he wouldn't want to have sex with me if he wasn't still interested in me. Like any relationship, especially a long one, all feelings, even sexual ones, is not cut off just because I'm mad at you. This was also, I'm still kind of conflicted with the move out, with everything that happened. And I do still love you, even though I hate you right now. Let me go and stroke it up real fast. But this is also like a little get back at Issa. This is also like him playing with Issa. This is to stroke, long stroke, torso stroke. Lawrence's ego. Like, yeah, I can still get that if I wanted because she's still interested. And it's just like, but Lawrence isn't gonna paint like that. It's just like I'm a good guy. Like she was just right there in my face, just look like, girl, I just like I fell in it. Go to hell, Lawrence. Go to hell. But yeah, if you're gonna fall in it and give her something to remember, I need this to be more than 2 minutes, sir. Yeah. But this made Issa's day, unfortunately.
Oh Lord, the pumps and dumps of it all. Pumps and a bumps, Dom. Talk to me about this and talk to me honestly in this moment because we're gonna get to Tasha a little bit more in depth because when I was getting images and going kind of through the little research for this episode, I realized that at the time a ton of people hated Tasha and they hated her for a couple reasons and we'll get to it. But I want to know what you think about Issa in comparison to Tasha, because after this first episode, they kind of have more in common than they don't, in terms of what they're willing to accept from basic ass Lawrence.
So I like that question. That's a good question. I think it's nuanced, as little nuance as this show can give me. Um, because I do think that her and Tasha are right now in similar orbits and similar respects to Lawrence. But I think that Issa, and this is the only part I'm gonna say, Issa has more justification for being that because at least she has the history.
Hmm.
And Lawrence ain't been gone that long. Like it ain't been you know what I'm saying? It ain't been 5 years. So he just left. Like the couch still smell like you. So it ain't been too long. So I get her still being in the days, especially since that's been on her focus. Is every time somebody say a word that start with an L, Lawrence. So, and so I get it. And I don't think this was a full butterfly swoon moment for Issa, but I do think that little smirk she gave at the end was like, oh, there's still hope. I think that's what that was. And instead of what it really was Lawrence was like, I'm gonna get my get back. I'm gonna slide back. I'm gonna be the last one in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what that's
Yeah,
I look,
that's what it was.
that's exactly what it was. And so and I just I but and to me, I defend Lawrence in certain cases. I do, and when I do defend him, I defend him strong. But boy, it ain't nothing since Issa told you she cheated. It ain't nothing emotional or visual that she has presented you to allow you to be so swept up with arousal that you it then two Lakers in five, like five pups. Like, come on, man. I just feel like this because it's a 30-minute show. It's a 30-minute show, so we ain't had time for no extended sex scene. That's the only explanation because there's no way you finished that fast. You could have been done. You'd be like, you know what, that's enough. I'm done with this, and then left. I could believe that. You'd be like, you know what, I'm good. This wasn't what I wanted. This wasn't like I thought. That old thing don't hit like it used to. I'm just gonna slide on out of here. If that was what he did, I would believe it. But you actually was like, oh nah, hell
Yeah, he finished the
Wait,
task.
it was what now?
no. Oh, nah. She ain't that wasn't no toe curling box. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Lord, not Issa with the dry ankles. Ain't got no good
Yeah,
box.
I don't know what Issa Box got.
I said with the dry ankles, don't got no good box. That's what Dom said. The lady next door, the neighbor, said she had dry ankles in the next episode, Tyra. I ain't make that up.
I'm saying she ain't got no good box.
Tarpolina, thank you for the $5 super chat. Lawrence giving her 20 good pumps on the couch was enough to make Issa think her nanny was his snack. You know what she's feeling about her nanny. Issa feel like she got the best nanny on the planet. But you guys, that's what I wanted to talk about in episode 1. So now it's time to drop the link. This is your opportunity. If you want to get up here and add to the conversation, I am going to drop the link. I put it here in the back chat, and they can drop it in their chats as well.
It's over there.
And you can come on up, and as long as you don't do nothing wild now, Jesus. You know I'm gun shy about the dropping the link, but we're gonna open up the floor to talk about anything that we may have not discussed or something you wanted to add to the conversation. But yeah, what Tyra, what you got to say?
Nothing. I'm just saying this is a trial, no pressure. Like you don't have to show yourself on camera if you don't want to. We just ask that you be respectful and act like you got some sense if you do decide to get on. But if not, that's fine too. We just wanted to try something different, not just with this live, but in maybe future lives, starting more, dropping the links just to get you guys in on the conversation. Because sometimes you guys, y'all be having lit commentary in that chat and be having whole debates. So this is the time. If wanted to hop on that you could, especially you people in the chat who have whole channels. Let me see y'all in here, Shayna. But yeah, I just want the last of the last sex. If that was gonna be the last sex, you better write your name in it. Don't come in here giving me 2 pumps. I would have pushed Lawrence off of me. I would have been so disappointed. You didn't stole the sofa for this. I gotta clean that up.
No, I don't think she did because Molly sat in it the next day. You know, Issa don't clean. She's not that cleanly anyway. So I just don't know. I just, poor Issa. She's aimless at this point. Well, we'll eat on down the road. And if y'all want to come on, and it'll be open at the end of the live as well. Once we get to the end of episode 2, we can revisit it and y'all can hop on. But let's get over here to episode 2, season 2, hella questions. Uh Dom, since you were so animated and theatrical on that last one, I'm going to start with you. Overall thoughts on hella questions. This is the episode where Molly goes and does a dummy mission for Issa. Issa out here down bad. She finds out about Atasha. A lot happened in this second episode. What say you? What were your overall thoughts?
Y'all know this is my first time watching the show, so I have no idea what's coming down the road. What I need to happen is I need for Issa and Molly to have a coming to Jesus moment, because every episode, every season, I see Molly doing something for Issa, going on some mission for Issa, being a good friend for Issa, holding Issa down, and I have yet to see the main character that y'all love so much, that y'all identify with when we was in our mid-20s and early 30s. Y'all was like, Issa's the one, the avatar for black womanhood. And I'm like, this is y'all queen. I'm not seeing it. So this was just another notch on the. I know as friends we ain't supposed to keep score, but dang.
Yeah, there's got to be reciprocity. There's got to be give and take. There's got to be push and pull. That's just, symbiosis, right? We got to have a back and forth situation. Tyra, overall thoughts, episode 2, hella questions.
With episode 2 and just season 2 in general. First of all, season 2 said the budget. We're gonna give you some budget. We're gonna give you some budget. We're gonna, be a little bit more stylized with the scenes, the wardrobe, Issa's hair, her styling. Like they came a long way from that first season. Um, Issa and it's sad, insecure, and maybe even something like Lovecraft. It just it makes me sad because it just lets me know how starved we were and still are to see ourselves as problematic. And nobody has to be, a likable character. I do like the fact that, like, well, damn, Issa, are you a good friend? Are you a good partner? Was Issa always as bad?
Like,
Um,
dependable.
I do. I like that because we weren't really just worried about those things. We were so happy to see a black centered show on HBO, and she's quirky, she's goofy, she's awkward, she's weird, and we were just really content with that. I was like, Lord, we need water. We need water. So more so, some of the things with the show, like I didn't realize narratively, like how goofy some of the kind of we got y'all moments are, and kind of off the cut, almost feel like Office Spaces and like caricature-ish when we get over there. And the we got y'all logo with the white hand holding up the black children. It's a lot of on the nose things, or just stuff that I thought was a little bit more maybe intelligent at the time than they maybe are to me now. And it was just like, damn, we so thirsty. And it's just we're so starved, to see ourselves that we do, put our certain shows that it's like, ooh, this is so cool and so different, and we put it up on the mountaintop, and then you go back a few years later, and it's just like, whoa, damn. Okay, well, even if it wasn't all that, and not to say that Insecure isn't a great show, but I just think we need some more stuff. Seriously.
Absolutely. And I'm here for representation and different types of stories and different types of characters. And it was fine. But baby, today it did not have the
Oh,
same
you
appeal.
know what? I was gonna say I do. It made me think of when we had Dom saying how good of a friend Chad is. But I do want to mention that I do like what they're doing with Lawrence and why they decided to keep him, because he is just like Issa. We're getting to see a different type of black man on TV. I like the moments where he does think he's a nice guy, and you'll have Chad. You ain't built like that. You're a soft nigga, like you ain't, like you ain't, down for that. You go hard. You go hard on these hoes out here. What are you doing? It's just like there isn't a lot of space in their friendship. Like you're saying, like he's not telling him anything, but Chad doesn't allow a lot of vulnerability in the space because we men. We don't do that. You crying? Boy, you crying? Like get up. The damn mattress. Move on with your life. Like it's very that. So I do like that the writing of these characters, we're allowed to get into their insecurities in the softer sides of something, like manhood or relationships. Because he's just as plex as Issa is, where we want the depiction of every man, move on, get some new ass, and it don't even matter. I don't really care like that. No, he's hurt. So I do like that about Lawrence.
Yeah. As we get into the episode, we got hella events, right? Because the one thing the ladies are going to do every season at some point or another is have an event where they go out and they support. And we got into the conversation of what kind of F was it? And he got a new girl, right? Like, and we go on a whole 007 mission where we done found Tasha's Instagram, and now it's time to stalk her. Tyra, I'm gonna start with you over here. Hella events. What kind of F was it? And he got a new girl. I was like, really? We finna lie, Issa? Like, you not finna tell the truth, shame the devil, that it was nothing? And I loved in this moment how Kelly reminded her of what the reality was of being with Lawrence. You mean not this ne'er-do-well who was on the couch for 5 years. That's who you're okay. Talk to me about this, Tyra.
Well, first, I really love seeing. I didn't realize, like, I guess neighbor Bay, the downstairs, when Kelly was like, "Oh, I'm a what did she say? I'm gonna eat you up. I'm a potty train. I'm a burpee or something." I was like, "Look at little Leon Thomas. I love the album Leon. Mutt slaps. Bob's a lot slaps." But yeah, their whole dynamic, which I do appreciate, because a lot of these foursome type of narratives, when we're getting into girlfriends, Sex in the City, this, that, and the third, it's always under the umbrella that, oh, we're all equally friends here, and we all equally care about. First season, they made it very clear it's Molly and Issa and Tiffany and Kelly over here. I was like, Tiffany, baby, as a girl group, you let this information be known. it's too many situations here that I can remember in the season where Tiffany's like, well, all right. Well, I thought he moved on. I thought she was just, a little jump off or whatever. So no, as your friend, girl, I seen Lawrence with such and such. You're supposed to tell me first, but the fact that it's not that, it's very much so divided in their friendship. So I do like that it's real in that way. All four friends, y'all not always gonna be the closest of the close. It's always a set that's closer than the other two, and they're separate. But Issa once again lying, hella lies because I'm cool, I don't even care. Ladies, Issa wants to be more evolved than she actually is. Like, let's not do that. Let's not disparage. What's her name? Tasha? No. Then as soon as we go in the mirror, my nanny his snack says nanny his snack is putting a lot on it, Issa. It's putting a lot on it, Issa. But per usual, like Dom and I have been saying, Molly is always there to support her and lift her up. And I have not seen it on her end, not one bit. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing because we do need that as friends. But it seems like Issa is even more self absorbed because what the hell does Molly have to complain about? I hate my job. She loves her. She has all the prospects. Girl, you got a penthouse. You got income. You're wealthy. You're a lawyer. Every ambition. You always get what you want. You look fabulous. Your wardrobe. What do you need me for? I still need something back from you as a friend as much as I'm pouring into you.
I think Issa, and not for nothing, Issa also went to a great college and, had all of the opportunities that the other people in the friend group have had, but she struggles with mediocrity. Everybody else is accomplished. I believe Kelly's an accountant, Light Bright's over there doing her thing as a kept woman or whatever she does. And Molly, of course, is an attorney, getting to that bag. I think Issa has always in this dynamic been the underachiever. And I think she's just sat in that and got complacent with it. And I don't think the friend group calls her up to anymore until, of course, we get to the later seasons and we'll have a Molly come in and be like, Issa, you're not a good friend. Like you've never been a good friend. You've always been kind of riding on our coattails, like even our clothes, and it'll get even worse, y'all. Like if you've never watched the series before, it'll get worse. Girl, I gotta pay for you to come to the spa. I gotta pay to take you out. I gotta pay. Girl, go to hell, Issa. But I think they have let her get away with it, and I think what's been so interesting in watching it back as a retrospective is that you find out how many of the people in this group are poor communicators, whether it be because I don't want to hurt your feelings or I'm just not comfortable that if I tell you this truth, you'll still love me afterwards or whatever that looks like, because there's no reason that Issa shouldn't have been called on the carpet in season 1 with her behavior and how she moves and how she navigates. And whenever we will see the direct confrontations, it'll be when I've had enough. Like Molly will be spazzing, going off. Same with Issa, it'll erupt in emotion. And so I do think that that's interesting, and I like that we are getting to tackle that. Dom, did you respond to this slide yet? Did I come to you on this
Nah,
one?
not yet. Not yet.
Oh,
Not yet.
yeah. Well, what kind of F was it? And he got a new girl, Issa. You know that, right?
Yeah. Issa is I mean, we belabored the point about Issa's being a bad friend, but Issa is a bad poor friend. She's a bad broke friend because it's not bad to have a broke friend in the friend group because everybody ain't gonna be the same. But if you the broke friend, you got to be the good broke friend. Because I got a broke friend in my friend group, and so yeah, if we all want to go, I already know. Look, man, we ain't got to talk about it, huh? On the side, I'm be like, hey, man, look, I got you. You know what I'm saying? But when I need to move, he the first one picking up a chair. When you know what I'm saying? When it's time to help, he pay with his time. And so I got no problem with that because I know you've been working at McDonald's since we was in high school. I know you ain't got it. So it's cool, but you're not a leech. You don't ask for nothing when you just out the blue. But it's like, look, I'm not gonna let that stop us from having a good time. So you just got to be a good broke friend. Issa ain't a good broke friend. She ain't helping at all. And I think out of her friend group, I think she's the dreamer, or she was, because everybody else went into very practical careers and very easily. You can see where the monetary value is in those careers. Issa's working with kids. She's working for a nonprofit. She chose to go down a path that I think was like she had a dream, she had a vision, she wanted to do something impactful, which is the road less paid. And so I understand, but dreams got to go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? we can't just sit in a dream. We gotta wake up at some point and make the dream a reality. And I feel like she just not. I feel like she did get complacent at this spot she was at, where she was like, "It'll happen eventually. I'm here, so it'll happen eventually," instead of actually trying to like make it happen.
I
But
hear you. But why is your friend
but you,
still at McDonald's after high school, Dom? That's a
he not
greater
really.
question.
He not really
Oh,
still
okay.
working at
Oh,
McDonald's.
he's not married yet?
But he is working a bunch of part time like jobs we worked in college. He's still doing, like, he's still working at the mall or some stuff like that. But he also still in the hometown. He's still the hometown hero.
Okay.
He ain't left. So it's like it don't like I can't do that in Atlanta. That's I got cameras to buy. I can't work at the mall in Atlanta. But
Ashley, what you picked up from the conversation, Ashley's like, yeah. So why he's still working at McDonald's?
Yeah, that's probably weird.
did y'all Ashley did y'all ever see that CNN clip where it was just all black people and the one black person was given an example of like, oh, a man should be able to walk into Macaroni Grill or a Cheesecake Factory and not get talked about because of what he believes? And Mark Lamont Hill was like, I'm just worried my brother was at the Cheesecake Factory. What was he doing? And they just felt like, we can't be serious
That's
for
the only
nothing.
important thing, you know?
Yeah, like, what is he doing? But yeah, no, Issa's a bad broke friend, and she's a dreamer with no ambition. So she's just all bad.
A dreamer with no
No.
ambition. You know, Lawrence.
Two peas in a pie, two
And
two potatoes on the couch.
Yeah, I think that was the other like deep rooted resentment for Lawrence, because it's one thing to be carrying, I guess, the weight, but I'm carrying the weight for a job with a job that I don't even like.
Mhm. Yeah, and you're mirroring how I feel on the inside, probably. Like I want to be here on that couch.
They just should have talked, but you know, we can't go back. She gave it up to Daniel.
Yeah, they did. Dane C, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Y'all couldn't have waited for me, Dane. It's 7:15, baby. It's 7:15. 6:15 on Tuesdays, but that is the time, honey. Every day of the week. You know, baby, you know what time we here. You know. TP says hard times, Ashley. Get out of jail and have to work at Popeyes. Listen, my
No.
question is not that he still worked there, but why is he not manager, director, general manager, district manager? If
And
you
not
high
and not
school,
TP. He ain't a stereotype. He just ain't got no. It was just he just ain't want nothing else. Like he ain't got no record. He got 3 associate's degrees. He just like, look, some people just he at the hometown. Look, he ain't homeless. So that's all I can ask about my brother. He ain't homeless.
Now we're over here, Dom. Hella situationships. I don't know, but I slept with my ex. But well, we never said that we were exclusive. I need you to go now, Lawrence. I need you to leave, Dom. I need you to go on.
It is. I tell my daughter and I tell people that you don't get a cookie for doing what you're supposed to do. But I do think it's worth noting that he didn't have to say nothing, and that the fact that he felt that the situation, they felt that he did say something. I think speaks to the type of
Uh-huh.
person he is.
Dom,
He didn't have to say nothing. He didn't have to.
No. He did have to say something. He's been raw dogging this lady.
Ashley, we don't know that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, no. He been in there. He been dropping deposits.
Did you see?
Y'all really think that? We don't know that.
We didn't get one of these things. We didn't get a.
Yeah.
We didn't get
Hey,
one of
let me
them.
know, Dom, because you're a new viewer. The show did get a lot of criticism because there was so much sexual activity. And they were
Exactly,
like,
without
we
rebels.
get, people in there. She was like, well, I just thought, it was insinuated enough. Like, that. She was like, no, we don't know if you don't see it. Eventually in the seasons, they, were sure to have a whole condom moment there. Like, we are using protection, but we don't know that for sure. Let's not put that on Tasha back.
He put that on Tasha back.
And Tasha receiving all the seed. I know she was. She was like, whatever you want, Daddy. She ate it up.
She worked at the bank. She built to take deposits.
Outside of that, she's a teller at the bank. I mean, Dom, you're not wrong, bro.
That is so wrong. Just because it's Tasha. Now we know Issa over there taking that seed. How he just dropped it. Like,
that there was no time for him to put a rubber on with Issa. It was 2 seconds.
Exactly. So we know that that's that. We don't know that about Tasha.
We
It says
do.
more.
I
It
do.
does. No, we do not. It
Lawrence
says
don't
something
wrap it
about
up.
her character that there is already a lowered expectation for what she thinks she wants from Lawrence, and him just being here is enough. We ain't gonna put that on her docket that she over there just free ball and free
Put it
everything
on
and just.
Lawrence. This isn't on her. This is on
Well,
Lawrence.
no,
No, it's on her too. It's
it
on
is
her
because
too.
if you would allow Lawrence to enter you just raw, like you think so?
And we at your house. We at your house, Tasha. Why you ain't?
All weekend,
Yeah,
and the
we
man
got
even bought you a cheeseburger and made you go half on some chicken nuggets. He is spermiciding all in there, Tyra. You're not going to make me think any different. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. And if they didn't show it to me, how do we know it didn't happen? I don't know.
They didn't show it for nobody. You know what scene we
Yeah,
did when it's like, condom galore because Issa was like, oh, y'all complaining. Here's the condom scene y'all been asking for. But we don't know that.
yeah.
I
If
know
you
it.
know how in TV, if you don't see a body, they ain't dead. If I don't see a condom, it ain't wrapped. That's all.
And outside of that, the whole point I was making was Lawrence did have an obligation to tell her he smashed Raw Dog, his ex. He did because he's smashing her. It's
He had a moral and ethical obligation. Yes, I'm saying that literally he did not. He could have not. You know what I'm saying? He could have been a dog and not told her. And the fact that he was like, "Look, I know this is gonna make you upset. I know this probably gonna end what we got, but I gotta tell you that." And so I was like, yeah. And I'm not trying to give him a whole bunch of flowers. I'm just saying I think it's worth noting. And hmm. But other than that, this was gonna come. This was an inevitability. It sucked that it had to happen this way, but this was, like you say, this was a situationship with I don't even want to say loosely defined parameters, with no defined parameters. And so if you don't define the relationship gonna define itself, and you ain't gonna like it. So it's so this was gonna happen regardless. I'm just saying it had to happen to Tasha like that.
Tyra, hella situationships. I don't know. I slept with my ex, but I don't know what happened. I fell in it.
Yeah, that was just him being his guilt. It's just I'm a good guy, so I have to. It makes me an even better guy because I didn't have to tell you. Yeah, get out of my face, long torso.
It
Health
worked too.
situationships. The worst thing you can do is get yourself into a situationship. Like you said, Ashley, a lot of these people's I guess difficulties is that they are poor communicators. And Tasha, for the time that she's here, she's not excluded. It's just I'm just gonna assume that you know how we get it in the end, like, well, we never said we was exclusive, so like, yeah, but you thought you were hoping that you were. It's just assumptions being made that, well, he's here all the time. I even cooked for him. He even took me to get some popcorn chicken or whatever the hell they had that he wanted to go. We want to go in. I'm like, hopefully you were saying go in, like, let's go eat. Like, we're gonna eat and we're going in on eating. You was trying to split the bill. What are you doing, Lawrence?
It felt
What
like
are you
split
saying?
bill. It felt like you want to go half on these chicken nuggets. Like you want to pay for half.
I hope not. But I will say that, this is why you have to verbally state, like, I'm a firm believer in a relationship, whatever the beginning stages, whatever, I'm going to verbalize what I want and what I'm expecting. Because if you don't say nothing, you're not going to get nothing. And that's exactly what Tasha got, nothing. And she was hurt because she was hoping they were more than that, because I think you need to leave. Like, really, Lawrence? Girl, Tasha, please.
Post
Girl,
instinct.
you know you
Instinct.
want this dick.
Oh God. Oh Lord have
Don't, please.
mercy. Hella should have's. If I do this, it should. Magical thinking and getting this back. So finally, the needle has moved. We are progressing in therapy. And again, it's like we were talking about earlier. Molly is definitely a 2 + 2 should always equal 4. If I do this, if I go to a good school, if I graduate with honors, if I take this job at this law firm, then this should follow. I should be independently wealthy. I should be able to do what I want. And it should make sense. If I position myself, as far as dating, I should be able to date, find the love of my life, get married, have a family. All of this should make sense. And so I loved this conversation with our wise therapist here, who says, we get into this idea of magical thinking, which is I can control the outcome of events externally, by what I feel like I should get internally, right? Like if I do this, this should happen, not knowing that what we want intrinsically doesn't always manifest extrinsically, right? And so I thought this was a great conversation because I think a lot of people, I won't even just put it on women, I think a lot of people have this mindset that, you know, if I just believe it and take these steps, then this automatically is going to happen. And I like the conversation of what if it doesn't happen? What if you take all the steps and it doesn't turn out exactly the way you want it to? Can you live with that? Can you be okay with that? Dom, talk to me about hella should'ves.
Sometimes on TV shows that show therapy, a lot of times you can tell that they didn't actually have a therapist on set because it's just like, oh, this is the screenwriter just trying to write some plot development. It's like you're not really. This isn't a therapy session. This is somebody went to therapy on this show because I didn't had this conversation because that's how I think in should have. I think in is either it is or it isn't. This is how things are supposed to happen. And if you do what you're supposed to do, then 2 + 2 = 4, like you said. And that's then in that. But that one question of like, well, what happens if it doesn't? Then that spirals into such a deep. It almost immediately makes you reconsider things and reconsider yourself because the answer is hard to face because the answer is, well, I can't take it, you know what I'm saying? Or it's just like the answer is like, I did something wrong. It's like if I followed all the steps and it didn't happen, then that means I didn't follow all the steps, so I messed up. And then that just kind of re-spirals you down into like this really dark hole if you don't keep it in check. And so I thought that this was a really good like avenue for Molly. I thought that this was interesting. I thought it was well written, and I just yeah, I don't want the whole season to go by before she actually learned the lesson. I don't want to see her fail for 6 more episodes, but
Sorry, try a couple more seasons, Dom. Try a couple more seasons. And what that's what's so, I mean, that's one of the good things about the show because I think that's reality. I think we can have
mhm,
an epiphany and we can get revelation in a moment and we can put it in our pocket and go on continue making dumb mistakes. And then
mhm,
maybe we call on that years down the road and say, "Oh, I remember that." And now it's taken root and now, you know, it's grown into truth for me, right? Uh
mhm.
Tyra, talk to me about hella should-haves. And if I do this, it should magical thinking and get into this bag.
I think everybody at one point in their life they have magical thinking. But I should have that because I did what I was supposed to do. So I should have this man. I should, because we also have that in the episode where she's not only feeling kind of centered out because of this, kind of male centered space. And then, I'm the only black person in the space and I'm not getting paid properly. But then she has the friend or coworker across from her, she's talking about her man Jamal. It's just like, how does everybody else kind of have what I feel like I should have, and I deserve it because I worked for it. I checked all the boxes, and Molly is having a really hard time swallowing that things don't always work accordingly to plan. I do love the therapy on this show because so often in TV shows, you get that singular therapy episode. You're going to get them going and we're going to work it all out there, and you're never going to see this therapist again. I can't remember, but I do remember actively seeing the therapist enough to where it wasn't an overnight thing and she continued to go for quite some time, and we got the feedback and the progress of how she was doing and what she was willing to share and what she wasn't, because I do love that. I'm looking forward to that because people just assume you're just getting here and because you're paying you're going to unleash and unload everything and be your most genuine self because I'm in therapy. No, you still have trust issues. You still like are inwardly internally going, do I really want to say, I don't need this therapist thinking I'm crazy, like I don't want this therapist judgment. Like, am I really going to say everything I've been doing and going through? She might, write a prescription for all I know. She might have me committed. I don't know. I just really, really appreciate that. But yeah, everybody has some shoulda couldas, and it just don't go like that. And last season, of course, it was a man, and right now it's in the workspace.
Yeah, because she says, I'm just here about the money. Like I'm not here for all of this, but it makes sense. And I think and I agree. We've definitely all been there. I know I've been there, honey. But the difference with me, When I go to my therapist, I'm telling it all because I ain't got time to wait. We not gonna waste no time over here. Ain't no pulling punches. I'm gonna lay it all out on the table, because I'm trying to expedite this process. But hella pop ups. Issa, why you go to that man house? So now Issa popping up because now she desperate because he didn't hit that thing, and she trying to see where Lawrence is at. Chad opens the door. Hey, what's up? What you using in your hair? That's mane and tail. I see your edges growing back, sis. Like you look.
I love Chad.
Did she always look like that? That's what he said to Lawrence
Yeah, I
later.
guess she's a little bit more together. Did she always look like that when you was with her? She looked smooth.
Talk to me about hella pop-ups. Why Issa go to that man house? Why? Why did you go over there? And
Go
what did
over there. It's
Dad ain't even
crazy.
let her in the door. Like you can't come in. No. What
Yeah,
you want me to let me
yeah.
in?
You bring this drama to my house, you mess up my furniture. I don't know what y'all finna get into. Mm-mm.
Tyra?
Um, I thought you meant the down. My bad. Uh, she's popping up. Issa is obsessed at this point. She's been stalking Tasha's page and Instagram and Facebook, and not you coming over here to hit me off with them precious two pumps, and you have a new whatever this is. Like I need you to explain yourself. Like once again, how you were comparing her to Tasha, she's equating those two pumps to he still want me. There's hope here. He really not over me because if it was all that, he wouldn't be over here and I wouldn't be his snack. It's really just not that deep. What we're not going to do is don't phones work? They
Yeah,
work
that's what
both ways, right? Don't, like this isn't even his house for you to be popping up at. Like she's popping up, and Chad told her, where to go. Well, if you want to, I can leave him a little, let him know you came. But oh no, I'll just hit him up myself. You could have did that without even bringing your ass over here. But this is Issa. These are desperate measures because I thought in my mind there was hope and we could get back together. You did. You just smashed my nanny. Now you over here with Tasha, the bank teller. What's going on? And what does she have that I don't? That you're entertaining her, and you see her slowly this episode putting two and two together, like, oh, the best. Oh, you've been talking to this heifer. Like,
she should paint teller. And I like the reality of it because I mean everyone can go there, right? And you can go into this place of comparison. Oh, so you liked her because she looked like this, because she did this. Oh, look at her. She looks so demure and so sexy and all of her poses. Maybe I could, you know what I mean?
I've
And of course,
legitimately never done that. Never done that in my life.
comparison is the thief of joy. I think a lot of people have. I think a lot of people are like, well, who is he with now? Who was he with before? Like, let's
I was watching this, and I was like, do people actually do you like
people
stalk?
do this. People do this pretty regularly. They're gonna go back and go down the rabbit
I
hole.
never
Like,
cared enough. That's interesting. Hmm.
mhm, yeah. Dom, do people do this? And hella
Uh,
pop-ups. And why she go to Chad's house looking for that man?
I know people do this because I've had friends, and I'm like, come on, stop it, stop it. It's cool.
Do
It's
it
cool. It's cool.
regularly.
Yeah, and I did it. I remember I've done it once. I was in college, and I was in college. That's how I did it. I was like, man, let me see. But and I was like, that's all you could get. All right, cool. Uh,
Dumb. It's the best you could do. You could never.
well, what was never going to be in doubt is my superiority complex. That's why I'm in therapy. But it's going, but
And
I,
curiosity can be a thing too with
curious, yeah,
that.
that's what it is for most people. It's curiosity, and it's just like let me see, and because a lot of times it's not that deep. A lot of times it's not like, oh, I'm opining for this person or did they do better than me. A lot of times it's not that deep. That's mostly TV. It's usually like I'm just curious, or I'm curious if I can still get in there. A lot of times it's that. But I want Issa to be faster at learning from her mistakes, even just from a surface level. I'm not even saying she got to be all extra deep and have revelations every episode, but just on a surface level, you ain't got a great history of popping up. Like your popping ups ain't been working. You popped up at work looking basic. Um, that was an air ball. Now you're gonna pop up at this man's friend's house looking like you tried.
This is what she. First of all, Issa has this Afrocentric kind of minimalist type of image to herself. So I'm not expecting her to put that shit on, Dom. That's just not in
No, no,
Issa's.
no. I'm not, and I'm not expecting her to have a weave in and a bodycon dress. That's not what I'm saying. But also, I done sampled the melanin rainbow. I done seen them come in different
You done been to the
colors.
mountaintop.
I done been to the mountaintop, and I can tell you that when I've been with women with locks and wear camo everywhere, and when it's time to step, it's like my head still turning. It's like, okay, and you know what I'm saying, I'm saying you don't look like you extra in a music video or on Love and Hip Hop, but you can still be like,
Mm.
and he's still like, okay. Issa look like the homie. Issa look like the
Okay.
homie. She look like she do really good. No, she look like she really do passionate poetry that's not well written. That's what she look like.
So the
And
mom's in the mirror. Okay.
yeah.
It's all on brand.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Speaking of problematic, hella problematic over here. Let's get to we got y'all. And and Mr. Gaines. Why y'all get at man, Mr. Gaines? I know Issa too is obsessed with a different world. So we had to bring in some of that. Oh girl, in the last episode had her Hillman t-shirt on, the neighbor from downstairs. Turn the music down. And I want to know from you guys, because we all have an uncle, a cousin, a brother, a family member, a friend like Mr. Gaines who says wild stuff, right? We understand barbershop culture. And so here we are in this space. They're at this school where they are not getting any buy-in, and their director, the whatever of We Got Y'all is like, listen, we're gonna pull this school because they're not participating. They don't want what we have to offer. And so Issa endears herself to Mr. Gaines, who's the vice principal, and he makes some off-the-cuff remarks about the Hispanic students at the school. Her counterpart there, Miss Blondie, hears it. It's a problem. Issa like, listen, this is my name on the line. We're gonna stick beside it because now we're getting engagement. At least I don't care how we're getting it. And towards the end of the episode, he says something else, and Issa's like looking. I don't believe in this episode she actually takes action. I don't remember that happening in this episode. I know it will happen at some point, but Dom, talk to me about Mr. Gaines. Hella problematic. And does Mr. Gaines need to be addressed about this?
Yeah, he definitely needs to be addressed. The method in which he needs to be addressed, I think, is the question. And when you dealing with a lot of variables, how to do that is honestly tricky. And it depends on how much faith you got in the system, do checks and balances and all that much. Because I'm a big proponent of direct challenge unless it affect my money. Then it's like, all right, well, now we can fill out some paperwork, we can make some reports, we can because if me wilding out right now, because the principle don't matter to me if I'm homeless. I'm sorry, me standing on business and then me getting fired ain't gonna happen. And so I ain't got it like that yet. You two come on, pay me, then I can do that. But it seemed like with an administrative person who's in charge of kids, I think the impulse is to be like, hey man, and just do it right then. But I think with a person like that in that position, you gotta like fill out some paperwork. We gotta go make some reports. We gotta get a paper trail. I need more than one instance. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm listening to every word you say because now I'm writing everything down. I'm like, all right, he said this on the 14th. He said this on the 15th. You gotta come with with some product. That's what I think. But yeah, he definitely need to be addressed.
So Tyra, what do you think of Issa's seeming, I'll say, apathy initially with the first comment, and her really not taking notice or really seeming to want to take any action until she hears the second thing later in the episode? And does Mr. Gaines need to be addressed? Is this problematic? Is this hella problematic?
I told you, Issa is treating this job the same way she's treating her relationship. I'm just trying to get paid. I just want Lawrence to come back here. We've been putting all this time. Can we just please? Like, I still love you. I need this job. I need this money. Why do we have to? And it's still, and let's not act like Mr. Gaines isn't somebody's intrusive thoughts. What we're not going to do is that. There's a lot of Mr. Gaines out here. And it's just like, there's kind of that one-sided situation to where, well, it's working after everything that we've done, and we've made promises here to the head of the company that we're going to try to make this work. we tried the snacks, we tried this and the third, and to like reach them on a deeper level, and it just hasn't worked. Now we have, actual action. The purpose of us being here is actually being fully realized. Now we want to kick up dust because of some comments. It's like, do I want to, is it worth all the trouble? But once again, this goes into Issa and her true lack of passion here for this job, because if it was really about we got y'all, the children are supposed to come first, no matter the color, no matter the race, no matter the whatever the age, whatever demographic. This is about the children. And if a group of children are being treated a certain type of way, then I do need to speak up. And the fact that she doesn't want to just is a testament to how much she really cares about this job and the children. Has it ever been about the children? Did you really want to be a part of We Got Y'all? Or is this just a job that maybe fell into your lap when you needed one?
Oh, well, that's a good
Hey,
question. And
and you
on
just, I'm sorry, because Tyra didn't what made a light bulb go off in my head. Because in the beginning, she was like Lawrence and Issa kind of made for each other, and you darn Skippy, because ain't neither one of them no good, and both of them want to just have the visage of a good person. Oh, Issa do some stuff with the kids. Oh, Lawrence is such a good man. They both the same. They both trifling and just want people to think they good. All right.
And on that note, thank you so much to the 60 some people who are in the building tonight. We appreciate you on this retrospective of season 2, Insecure episodes 1 and 2. I'm going to let you guys know what we have going on for the members this weekend. Make sure or consider a membership. It might be interesting to you to see our reactions to this. It's always a good time over there on the Blockbuster movie nights. Join us, y'all. It's going to be a great, great time. And if you don't know about Blockbuster Movie Night, we watch movies together every Saturday night. If you are a member of Struggle Reviews TV or My Sweet Perspective, we watch them together. We react together. It's a really, really fun time. And we'll have a visitor this time, a guest this week. So make sure you're there. It's going to be hella fun, right? It's going to be hella fun. Easing on down this road, Issa is now hella pressed, and Issa the stalker. Tyra, I'm going to start with you because she was over there in them stalking streets in the bank parking lot. Ma'am, you can't sleep here. She's having visions of going in and knocking old girl out. She got snapped, crackled, and popped, or whatever she said. Yeah, what's Issa going through right now? What stage of denial is she in currently?
Like, Issa, you can't fight. What are we doing here? Girl, get out that parking lot and get out of that lady's personal. Like, this is I don't know. This is hopefully this is just for TV. Like, please don't go to anybody's place of business trying to get me fired or kick up dust just because of Lawrence. Like, all of your issues, they need to be addressed with Lawrence. Like, she's just so invested in wanting to know why Tasha, why. And this is something that I think we'll see with the both of them. I don't know if it's this season, but it's like, well, why Daniel? Like, what does this person have that, like, why did you choose to go over there? And especially when she figures out, like, oh, it's the bank and it's Best Buy and it's the whole thing. So how long was she, whatever, in your face for you to be with her now? And it's she's obsessed, but deep down, anything that you need to address, it's only with Lauren. She don't never go confront a woman. Like, I was gonna cuss, girl, get out my face. Get out my face. Never go. I don't even care if you are in this relationship and he's with whatever. What are you confronting the other person for? Why are you in my face? I didn't promise you anything. That man or that woman promised you something. You better get your ass away from my place of business, heifer.
Yeah, get from around here. Get away from me. Dom, were you surprised by Issa the stalker? Were you surprised she went over there as close as the bank parking lot? Like she was gonna go do something. What would she have done? And could you believe that Issa would do that?
Yeah, I believe it because she been spiraling. You done showed up at this man's job. You done showed up at this man. You the FBI. The FBI don't look for people this hard. And I want her to have some business. I want her to. I just want her to be going somewhere in some relation because her job ain't going nowhere. Her life ain't going nowhere. I want something. Do she got parents? Do she got siblings? Do she got somebody that she can?
We,
Well,
She got
you
we
saw
met
somebody.
the
Amal.
sibling. You
We met
met the brother. The first episode that he was at the function.
Oh, okay.
Amal.
Amal,
Mm-hmm.
who told Kelly like, "Look at you with your jacket
Look at him. Look at
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Look
I
at you.
I, I need to not only because at first she was awkward and that was bothering me. I didn't want to watch that, but now she awkward and depressing, and it's not fun to watch. Like Molly struggle, I'm interested in because it's like, all right, you are active in whatever. Issa just uh,
Yeah, Issa is literally a no. It's a no. Hello, hella friendships, right? Because Molly is a better woman than I. Because there's no way, there is no way in hell I'm going to that man job on his lunch break, walking back 4 5 times, so he can see me. Girl, go to hell, and then ask him, Lawrence, what's up? Any chance for you and Issa anymore? Like the desperation of it all. The way I would never take time off my good job to go down there and walk in the park and do this and then give you a report back. Issa, find something safe to do. Again, Molly way better than me, but at the end of the day, Issa girl, it's a no. She said it's a hard no. He got a new apartment. He don't need you anymore, and he about to live better than you. Yeah, you're still in squalor and degradation, and he's moving up like
tolerant.
the Jeffersons. You know the dunes. You know what it is over there, Tyra. Come on, pre-gentrification. Dom, or Dom, I'm starting with you. Hella friendships. Would you be Molly? Are you going over for your friend and running interference
I,
and asking the
I,
hard questions?
in a vacuum, yes. If my friend asks me to do this, I'm like, all right, you desperate. Let me maybe this will give you the closure you need. But if I'm Molly in the context of all we've been through, nah, that's gonna be it. Not off my good job, not off my good paying job where I'm finna ask them to pay me like this white boy. No. Cause no, go find you some business. You go run into that man and let him tell you to the face that he don't want that dry, useless, unenthused box anymore.
Not unenthused.
I was watching Lawrence and Molly, and it was like those memes where it was like you done got with the girl, and now you realize that ain't the thing. You done got with the worst one out the friend group. Like, golly, like he could. I ain't saying he should have been. I ain't saying he should be with Molly. I'm just saying that they look good together. They on a picture, they look good together.
No.
Look, I'm just saying.
He's trying to upset the nation. Look at you, Dom.
I'm just saying. I think I just Molly is a good friend. Molly be bored because her love life ain't doing nothing, and so I would do it. I would do a pop up for my friend. I'll probably lie though. I would be like I wouldn't ask them no questions. I'd be like they look like they doing good, and they say they don't mess with you no more. You know what I'm saying? I just
Lying.
yeah, they don't mess with you no more. I, I saw him getting into somebody else. I saw her getting into a court. I saw her getting into a charger. You know it's over with. She got into a charger. It's over.
Gat pack. Oh, that's dangerous. Don't do
Oh,
that.
she got
Ooh.
into a Hellcat, my boy. Just go, focus,
Not a
focus
hell
on yourself.
no.
Focus on yourself, King.
Oh no, it's a YN.
Yeah, it's over.
Or
Tyra,
soldier.
are you running interference? Are you being Molly in this moment? Talk hella friendships and Issa, it's a no. It's a no.
Fuck no. No. I have a life. I don't care enough. Like, no. More so because this is why you're here, Issa. We're here because of a lack of communication and transparency. And even in this moment, I don't care whatever happened when you try to go to the job. You went to Chad and he wasn't there. Yeah, these are your problems to deal with. Because I can remember first season, Molly's not perfect. Molly said, "You need to talk to your man. You need to tell Lawrence about what." Like, no, I'm doing my duty as a friend. I, supported your function. We were trying to get him there. Like it's only so many miles that I'm willing to go. Anytime you maybe want to vent, it's rare that they're on the phone and we're talking about Molly or anything that she has going on. And I think we got that last episode when at the party when she was like, "Oh, this guy, he's making more money," blah, 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 blah. And he's like, "What? What's happening? What's going on? Like, I'm out of the loop. I don't know anything that's going on with you because I have no investment there. It's all about me and what's going on in my problems. And girl, I need to get to Lawrence because he got whoever, and I need to run interference. Can you go over there and run interference for me? Because I can't. No, Heffa, no, I'm not. I'm just not doing that. And I do like that even though she is here for Issa, she was like, you know what, Lawrence, how are you doing? Are you okay? How are you feeling, Lawrence? Like Molly's a very, very good friend.
Molly just good. Molly just good. And the last good thing, last time Issa, the first and last time Issa was a good friend is when she told Molly to go to therapy. So Issa's best friend advice was to tell Molly to go tell her problems to somebody else. So Issa ain't shit.
And I'm honestly not even going to give her that dumb because even that idea was still presented by Molly because she was like, I ran into the old girl. You remember our friend back from way who was wilding all outside? She came to me about some therapy. Like she's going to therapy. It's not like Issa was like, girl, maybe you should try that.
Yeah.
No, Issa's just lacking in the friendship area. But yeah, I wouldn't do this if this was the same thing, the lack of communication. Who knows? After he cared enough to give you 2 pumps, you and him being indecisive and all down and out, this could have been the difference between him maybe considering getting back with you or not, just because I saw you and you're making the effort. And you know what? Okay, yeah, fine, we can talk. Let's take a moment and talk. Like, you sent your friend? No, girl. I don't want you.
She said she done popping up.
He wouldn't see her. He won't take her calls, Tyra. And finally, hella forgiving. It's okay, Lawrence. You hungry? And why they hate Tasha. I think people hate Tasha because Tasha is some of y'all mamas. I think Tasha is some of y'all aunties. I think some of y'all are Tasha's. And here's the thing, because I don't hate Tasha. I understand Tasha. And I think it's this idea of wanting to be chose. I think for what it's worth, and again, we don't get a ton of history or context on her character, but from what I can see, she's been down through there. She's probably been mistreated. She's probably been chosen last, or she's probably not been chosen by the type of man that she aspires to be with and have a family with and marry. And so what she does in turn is accept the crumbs from these little idiot boxes. Because let's be honest about one thing. Lawrence was never going to choose her in a real capacity, not for a relationship, not for marriage, not as a walkabout, nothing of the sort. I agree with Tyra. Tasha was his soft place to land. And I believe that she accepted it because half a man is better than no man in Tasha's mind. And of course, we don't know the family she comes from, but unfortunately, within the diaspora, and I'll say even without, a lot of young girls are raised to aspire to relationship with a man. Like, and for some of them, well, baby, he's a good man. He got half a job. It's fine. He don't hit you, does he? He's a good man. Oh, if he does hit you, baby, it's just because he loves you. Did he kill you? Like, are you dead? And I think that gets perpetrated. I mean, I wish I was lying, but I'm not. And so no, I don't hate her. I want her to be better. And I want there to be avenues for her to achieve better. Unfortunately, a lot of Tashas find themselves in a cycle. But I get it. You don't want this representation on TV, but this is a lot of women. Tyra, I'm starting with you. Hella forgiving. And it's okay, Lawrence. You hungry? I got some food in there, Bookie. And why do the people hate Tasha?
Because you probably was a Tasha for like 5 minutes. You know, everybody's had a Tasha moment, before, especially if it was something you really wanted. Tasha, this girl, Lawrence just saved your life. Lawrence just gave you an out. How quickly she could have transitioned into Issa part 2. Tasha hasn't done any homework. She's just happy, to be chosen. Like, I've been picked, but why aren't you with Issa? Like, what happened? And why did she go? So what? Oh, so you were doing what? With your potential, potential is something like, oh, you got a little money and savings, and you got a little this. Like, but yeah, how quickly, because she would have been all for it. Chad said, because she was like, it sounded like Chad wants you to move around. Like, if he would have said, can I come here? Yeah. It would have been
Yeah,
like, Robin, yes.
yeah, right
You want some
now.
company? Yes. Immediate, yes. Like, you could have transitioned not only his soft place to land, but this is a soft place for me to stay while I figure something out, because he's still very much so lost. Like, there is no way that I would entertain any of this, because with everything, and then you hungry and you want to come in, and we never made anything official. So Lawrence didn't say I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Lawrence didn't take any accountability. No, she was there. Even with Chad, she was just there. I'm trying to get my shit together. I'm looking at the house. I'm trying to move. She just, mind you, he went to East. She just there. Oh, damn, get in my face. Like, what? It was never any accountability of, well, it's just say it, that thing with old girl. Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't even happen. Well, we never made anything official. Okay. You hungry? Like, and it's just that easy. Like, if you're not gonna make it hard, girl, I'm not gonna make it any harder. If you're offering it up and giving me this soft place, I'm gonna take advantage of it. So Tasha's not doing herself any favors. But yeah, you're gonna hate Tasha if you see yourself in Tasha. So I
Mhm.
don't hate Tasha. Tasha's, it's a lot of Tashas. You may have had, a Tasha moment. The moment of growth is knowing that you're beyond having a Tasha moment, and you have higher expectations for yourself. I need you to do a little bit more before sitting on my couch. Because Tasha was all the way like, yeah, so this family reunion, my mom, you trying to, before she can even get it out, like, you trying to take Lawrence to meet your people. And there's this eagerness to show, like, I have somebody. I have a man, not only a man, but he's, about something. Tasha feels like she won something when she's really getting nothing but a long torso.
Hey, and a wet bed, because who want to change some sheets like that? Dom?
Tasha Tasha is what the internet says they want a woman to be. In the sense that Tasha shut up, she give it up, and she gonna make me a plate. But
The wet drawers want that, Dom.
Tasha gonna make sure you're right. And so, and she ain't got no thoughts, she ain't got no ambition, she ain't got a nagging bone in her body. I show up when I need to, I get what I want, and I dip out when I need to. That's a good woman. Uh,
Good woman.
that's a good woman. And I think Tasha, I think people are a little too hard on Tasha. I think Tasha just serves to be the anti Issa. She's just nothing that because she got a regular job. She, she living good. She fine. She just but she talk good. She lay down good. She cook good. She's just doing everything Issa ain't. And
Lay down good.
she lay down good. And she, I do think that she represents that kind of way that a lot of us grew up, and a lot of women are taught of. Our Lord and Savior, Tyler Perry, had had Lynn Whitfield talking to her daughter, talking about when she found out her daughter was getting hit. It was like, well, what did you do to make him so mad? That's a good man. He take care of you. You don't pay for nothing. So stop angering him. That she had probably Lynn Whitfield mama. And so she don't make Lawrence mad. She don't do nothing to make him leave. Her daddy probably left. She ain't doing nothing to make him leave. And when he come back, come on back. Come on back where it's home. He know where home at. That's Tasha. He know where home at type of woman. And hey,
Please.
and Lawrence was like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And it's just, we two ships passing the night. We just close enough to dock right now. That's all.
It wasn't. Tasha's very content. I think Tasha's ambition doesn't go any further than being a bank teller and having a man. So this would never, not the Lawrence. Like, I could never settle here. I can't take Tasha seriously. Like, she just, this is fun girl. Like, I need somebody with, Lawrence always had this superiority thing going on with him.
I
Like,
mean, you want more for yourself. That ain't nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself.
bum.
He ain't no bum now. He on his couch now. What?
Lord have mercy. Y'all,
You got a good job.
that was the episode. Those were episodes 1 and 2. Insecure season 2. Let us know what you guys thought. The links are still in the chat if any wanted to pop up to give some thoughts as we are going to wrap this up. But in the meantime, Dom, do you want to let the people know what you have going on?
Man, I talk about movies and I say stuff that people don't like, I'm gonna keep doing it. And on YouTube, I'm starting Black Friday, Black Movie Fridays, where every Friday I'm gonna talk about a black movie, and just to highlight some good black movies. If you follow me on TikTok at Cinematic Pain, I'm making the whole internet mad with my opinion. So come on and join the conversation. And yeah, that's it.
Not the whole internet,
The whole
Dom. Got
the whole
the
internet.
internet.
I'm getting attacked. I'm getting creators attacking me now. We in there.
Oh, let me go over there and be nosy. I ain't see. I don't look maybe 1, 2, 3 days, and I miss everything. All the
Alcoholic
drama.
now.
We in there.
Tyra, let the people know what we got going on in these streets.
Know what we got going on? Like, it's a lot going on. We will be getting into a watch along for Nine Perfect Strangers. All these links are up, by the way, except for the one I'm about to mention. Um, no, we will also, the link is up. We will be discussing the new Tyler Perry show, She the People. Be on the lookout for that. The link is up for that as well. We will also be getting into Fear Street prom night. That's going to be a situation on One and Done Live, but I can't wait to see what's happening with that because I really love the first installments of that. So we're going to talk about that. And this Sunday, we will probably be getting into some more collective news. And just like with the collective news here, if you guys want us to continue on with more seasons of Insecure and progress and keep talking about it, please leave comments below. Let us know what you think about the show. Hit that like button and pour into the show just as much as we want to.
Yes, please. Thank you guys. And make sure, please, that you're subscribed to everyone on the panel and make sure you have that notification bell hit so you don't miss an upload, a live discussion, any of the sort. And be on the lookout tonight, you guys. Before the night is over, I will have my Handmaid's Tale review up. It's already recorded. I just have to edit it and throw it up. So please help me run that up. This was a penultimate episode. And maybe this was good TV. All right. Episode 9 was good TV, had me on the edge of my seat. But if you guys want us to continue on with this retrospective of Insecure, let us know, not in the chat, but in the comments section after the video is over. Go to them lives, go circle, copy and paste if you need to, whatever your response is. And if you want us to continue on with this, that'll be our motivation. But thank you guys for being here. Anyone want to say anything else before we head out for the night?
Don't be a soft place to land. Have some standards.
Please.
Get you a Tasha.
Man.
Good night.
Get cracking in the club when you ain't shit. Drop it like it's hot, get to work in that back. Shit.